Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC. On a Monday after Manchester City 2, Liverpool 2 in the Premier League at the Etihad Stadium. City went 1-up on 5 minutes through a deflected Kevin De Bruyne shot after Liverpool had given away a free kick and then been too preoccupied to bother defending from their own. The Reds got back into the game with a Diogo Jota goal on 13 minutes after a great pass from Thiago opened things up, and then good work from Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold created the goal for Jota. Then Liverpool went back to sleep and City took control of the game, and they went 2-1 up through Gabriel Jesus. Sloppy defending from Liverpool on a second ball into the box. Trent played Gabriel Jesus offside, but more by luck than design. But Joel Matip unfortunately played him onside, and Jesus finished well past Alisson Becker. Got to half-time, Liverpool were really looking like a second-tier team against City, who looked quite dominant and capable of opening Liverpool up as and when they felt like it. They were getting an awful lot of joy down their left, our right. Trent Alexander-Arnold being left 3v1 at certain intervals. Mo Salah doing his best to get back and help out, but absolutely no help from midfield. Joel Matip getting dragged across to try and dig out as well, which was leaving us open in the centre. What people always fail to realise is that it's not what you see, it's the root cause. There's a reason Fabinho was a little bit all over the place, a reason Matip was so often out of position, a reason Trent struggled at times defensively, and all of it comes back to one player just not doing any defensive work at all. However, we started the second half brightly with Mo Salah opening up their defence and Sadio Mane sweeping home an equalising goal. From there, we had a couple of really good moments and one great chance where we probably should have gone ahead. But Diogo Jota, unfortunately, didn't realise he had as much time as he did and scuffed his shot and allowed Ederson to make a decent save. City had the better chances after that. They had the ball in the net through Raheem Sterling, but he was offside. They had the Riyad Mahrez chance. A 2-2 draw is not a bad result. Based on how Liverpool played yesterday, it's a good point taken. City will be disappointed with it because they were comfortably the better team, and they'll feel like it's a point dropped. It leaves us in the same position we were in before kickoff. They're 1 point ahead. There's 7 games left. When you start to look at the 7 games that are left for both sides, you realize that it's not over. A lot of people went on social media yesterday and he immediately announced that the season was over, that the Premier League race is over. Our 7 games are Manchester United at home. They're awful. Everton at home. They're awful. Newcastle away. They're awful. Tottenham at home. They're good. They're inconsistent. But it's at home. Aston Villa away. They're awful. Southampton away. They're awful. And then Wolves at home. Tricky game. But at home, we would expect to win that game each and every time we play it. when you look at their remaining games, I don't think it's as straightforward as people are making out. A lot of people have rushed to immediately say they're going to win all 7. They get Brighton at home. That's a winnable. They'll win that. Brighton aren't great. Then they get Watford at home. They're awful. They'll win that. Leeds away. They're awful. They'll win that. Manchester City against Newcastle at home is definitely a win. But in between those 2 games, or in between that Newcastle game and the next one, there is going to be a game against Wolves away from home. And if you think back to earlier in the season, one of the toughest games City got, that they won as a result of a penalty from a non-existent handball, was against Wolves. Wolves will still be competing for Europe at that point. That's a very tricky game. That's a really, really tricky game. And then they've got to go to West Ham. West Ham at home this season have beaten Liverpool. They've beaten Chelsea. West Ham away is a very difficult game. And they'll be competing for Europe as well. So they'll have something to play for. Then they get Villa on the last day of the season. Now, I know I said Villa are awful, and they are. But, is there a small 2% chance that a really motivated Steven Gerrard, still sore from City stealing his title in 2014, could get his team up just for one game? Consider that they gave City a really difficult game just after Gerrard took over. Could he get them up for that one game? Maybe. I don't expect him to get anything from it, but maybe. But Wolves away, West Ham away. They are more difficult than our games because our toughest games are at home. And by our toughest games, I mean Tottenham and Wolves. I'd rather play Tottenham and Wolves at home than West Ham and Wolves away. Simple as that. The rest of the games we have, those teams are garbage. United are garbage. Everton, garbage. Newcastle, Villa, Southampton, garbage. Southampton got pumped 6-0 by a Chelsea team who never really got out of second gear at the weekend. Villa got torn apart by Spurs. Newcastle just aren't very good at football. Everton are one of the 4 worst teams in the league. And if it wasn't for the fact that Burnley and Watford don't seem to want to stay in the league, Everton would be 19th. And United are terrible. Their own players came out and called their performance the weekend when they lost to Everton a disgrace. If we don't beat both of them, we don't deserve to win the title. Forget anything else. If we don't go out and beat United and Everton, we don't deserve to win the title. I don't want to hear anything about rivalries. These are 2 crap teams. They're crap. We went to Old Trafford this year and we walloped them. We went to Goodison this year and we walloped them. They're crap. There's no excuse. If we don't beat them, we don't deserve the title. But I don't think it's over. I genuinely don't. City may well win the league. City may well win their last 7 games. If they do, God bless them. Fair play. Fair play. If you can win 7 in a row with the pressure on, congratulations. But yesterday didn't end anything either way. Next weekend's game will end something either way. It'll either end our hopes of a quadruple or their hopes of a treble. Yesterday's game didn't end anything. It might have done if they'd won the game. It wouldn't have if we'd won the game. And it certainly doesn't with a draw. And they've got Atletico Madrid in midweek, which is going to be really tough for them. Whereas we've got a more straightforward game against Benfica where we hold a 2-goal lead at home. They've got a 1-goal lead going away. We'll move around the main Liverpool websites then. Obviously, this is Anfield. Heavy focus on yesterday, the standouts, the struggles, and title optimism. Media hail instant classic. I don't think it was an instant classic or anything of the sort. It was a good game of football. I really don't think it was anything like a classic. How Liverpool's £7.7 million transfer of Fabio Carvalho benefits a non-league club. Balham FC are the local club that Carvalho joined when he moved to England, having left Benfica. And Balham will get a small percentage, but a percentage of the money we have paid to Fulham. So that should help fund that club for a period of time, which is a good effort. Trent Alexander-Arnold completes the set with 45th Premier League assist. He has now created a goal against every single Premier League team, which is an incredible effort. Liverpool youngster extends loan stay after booking playoff spot. So Louis Longstaff, who's playing for Queen's Park in the Scottish third tier, will be sticking about up there until the end of that season. And you would imagine if they get promoted, that's probably something that everybody looks to make a permanent deal. He's a talented player, but he won't be making the grade at Liverpool. So you might as well move him on this summer. Henry Jackson has collated the player ratings from This Is Anfield, The Echo, The Independent, Who Scored, FootMob stats. This is Anfield readers. So in a surprise to absolutely nobody, the two lowest rated players are Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. Like I said early on, remember the cause, not the result. The root cause of Fabinho's performance was the fact that Henderson didn't do his job. And This Is Anfield giving him a 6 is very, very generous. Very, very generous. Thiago, by far the best of the midfielders. I thought Ali played well. Trent, Matip, and Virgil played well. I thought Robbo had a poor game. Fab had a poor game. Thiago played well. I thought Salah had a decent game. There were some iffy moments in it. Mane getting really high scores is a bit of a mad one. His first touch was a bit like a trampoline yesterday. But he did have a good second half until he was withdrawn. Jota, I did not think played well, but he did score. And Brian was an abomination, an absolute abomination. So there's that. Liverpool.com, Van Dijk proved unique Liverpool power with imperious Raheem Sterling moment. It's basically where he ran back and just stood in front of him and Raheem just gave away the ball. Virgil had a couple of moments like that. What else do we have here? FSG sent new transfer reminder by ideal Jurgen Klopp summer target, dreaming of Liverpool move. Liverpool may need to soon plan for future without James Milner. Oh, Lord. Absolutely hilarious stuff. Enoch Mwepu is not somebody we should be looking to sign. Let's just be very clear about that. He's a good player. He is not someone we should be looking to sign this summer. That is just a stupid article that's a waste of people's time. Liverpool scouts get close look at 27-goal duo and could return for the Hungarian Virgil van Dijk. You know, Virgil has made it big time when there's players just been, compared to him, and it's, this guy from that country. Let's see. Oh yeah, Attila Zlaya. No, absolutely in no way is he anything like Virgil. Let's not even bother reading the rest of that. You can read that if you want there on Liverpool.com. Julian Ward can seal next Liverpool transfer masterstroke with signing of 45 million playmaker supreme. Mikel Moreno. On what planet is Mikel Moreno a playmaker supreme? Jesus wept, lads. The standard on Liverpool.com really does go up and down depending on whose name is on the byline. Liverpool transfer 100% complete as dialogue resurrected over Salah contract. Jordan Henderson has given his verdict. Maybe someone should give him a verdict on his performance. Dialogue resurrected. Liverpool are back talking to Mo Salah, according to Melissa Reddy. Liverpool transfer safe from hijacking. Oh, that's about Carvalho. That's all there is there. There's not a whole lot there today, actually. Rather disappointing, the lads letting everybody down, including their families. And on AnfieldIndex.com, there is a player ratings piece put together by, I think, Stephen Smith. It is indeed. You can read that there. And there is also a couple of podcasts. There's the Ken 7 podcast, or the 7NWA. Is this must be the rebranded sort of version of the Ken 7 podcast, is all I can guess. Because it's Gavin, Steve Jones. They're the boys that run Ken 7. There's a new Scouser Tommies with Jim and Jay, so do give that one a listen. There is a new Under Pressure with Dan Kennett, Dan Rhodes, and Phil Barter, looking back at the Watford and Benfica games. There is a Nina Kauser show from after the City game, and there is a post-match Raw as well, if you want to hear me get progressively angrier as the podcast goes on. Check that out there. And that is it. That is me. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index, and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.